happening, folks? This is Jero here, aka J490, coming at you guys with the very first episode of Album Appreciation. See, this is where we're going to be breaking down albums from entire listens. As I discussed in a video, I did not want to do an album reaction because I don't really trust my first listen with albums. I need to go back and hear things and deep dive. I don't trust my first opinion the first minute I hear an album, and some of my faces and all that. I don't need to do that. So this is album appreciation, where I'm going to take albums and I listen to every single track, and I'm going to give you my opinion on every single track, and also give you a little bit of the songs and my favorite moments. Let me break down my grading scale before we get into this. There are 6 numbers to my grading scale. So when I take a track, I'm going to give each track a number, and that number is based on a few things. Number 1, I'm obsessed with this song. I crave it. I adore it. I want to repeat it right away. Instantly hooked. That is a 1. That's the best that a song could hope for. Number 2, I love it. I don't have to hear it again right away, but I'm going to want to hear it again. I'm going to want it put on different playlists, and I'm going to want it in my life and in my music circle a bit more. Number 3, I like it. You know, I probably won't jump to it. I probably won't, go to an album for this song, but if it plays after a song that I am obsessed with or I love, I might not skip it, depending on my mood. Number 4 is meh. Meh is a little dangerous. Meh is kind of, in my opinion, almost the worst, because meh means a little forgettable. Like, there's no hooking me with this song, really. There's not that it's necessarily bad, but it's just not that good, But it's just not exceptionally good. It's passing without really passing, Number 5, dislike. Dislike says it all, really. I don't like it. I don't care to hear it again. But I will say dislike and meh do have possibilities to raise up. There are songs that on first listens and initial listens I don't like, but then in time it's like, oh, I love them, and sometimes become my favorite. But number 6 is hate. That's why it's 6. That's why it's over here. I didn't even think about that until I was coming up with my tier, and it's like 6 will be funny, because if 6 for hate is funny, because no, it's over here. It's over. Nope. Erase the song from existence. Luckily, I don't think I'm going to be running into too many of those. There's not that many songs from groups and artists and bands I like that are a 6. So I don't think we have to worry about that. But this is the Beatles' debut album. It's called Please Please Me. It was released on March 22nd in 1963. John Lennon and Paul McCartney wrote most of the songs, but they did collaborate with other writers for a few others, so I'm excited for that. Track number 1, I Saw Her Standing There. My grade, a 2. I gave it a love. I loved it. It's so catchy, so fun. I love the raw vocals and guitar. It feels like a live recording. It feels like they're performing this on a stage. So I loved I Saw Her Standing There. So much fun, and I love Paul and John's voice. They were fantastic in it. Track number 2, Misery. 4, meh. It's simple, it's nice and fun, and I like that it's to the point, and I appreciate that it doesn't drag on, but there's not that much to it. I don't know. It didn't connect me, so meh. Track number 3, And a Go to Him, with John Lennon on lead vocals. This is written by Arthur Alexander, and I give this a 3. I like it. I really like John's voice on this, and I really like the song for the vocals, all the vocals. John's voice in the lead, and then the others in the background. Track number 4, Chains. This is very different because, number 1, it's another one that Paul and John didn't write. Jerry Goffin and Carole King wrote, and this is also the very first time I ever heard George sing lead, and he's lead throughout this whole song. This is a love, instant love. I really like George's voice, and the song sounds very funky. The song has a bit of an edge to it, so I really like that. So I love it. I love Chains. Number 5, Boys, written by Luther Dixon and Wes Farrell, and the lead vocals are Ringo Starr. And this is the very first time I've ever heard Ringo Starr lead a song. I'm blown away. Ringo might be my favorite vocalist in the Beatles. His voice is so soulful. His voice has the most soul to me of anybody in the group. If I heard the song for the first time, I would not think it was the Beatles. I would have thought that it was a Stax record. That's what it sounded like. So his voice has some soul to it and some funkiness to it that I really like. He sounds like a real soul singer, so I love it. And it's a great dance song too, and it just reminds me, like I said, of Stax, and it reminds me of Motown and just of that era. And when this song finished, I had to go back instantly. Ask Me Why, which I did a reaction to. I love this song. It's very calming, very sweet, and very smooth. It's an enjoyable listen. I really enjoyed that. And John's voice, fantastic as usual. Ask Me Why, I gave it a 2. And that's because it's very calming, very sweet. It's a good mood. It's a beautiful mood song. So I gave it a 2. And I really enjoyed John's voice with it. Track number 7, Please Please Me. 3, I gave it a like. I like it. I really enjoy the instrumental the most in this song. But most notably, I really like when the chorus finishes. There's this moment there. And then track number 8 is Love Me Do, which is a pretty famous song. I've heard that chorus before I ever heard the whole song. That's Paul McCartney and John Lennon on lead, and I love it. Who doesn't love that one? So that's a 2. And I love the harmonies. I really love the harmonies in it. Paul sounds really soulful with this lead. And I also love the harmonica and the clapping in it. Those are my favorite things with this song. And then track number 8, P.S. I Love You. 4, meh. It's nice and the harmonies are good, but it doesn't move or excite me the way I would want it to. Baby It's You, written by Mac David, Barney Williams, and Burt Bacharach, and sung lead by John Lennon. 4, meh. Again, another one, it doesn't really stick to me, but I really love the lyrics, and I like the feel of the song, but I don't know, it just didn't really hook me. But I'm curious to hear the Shirelles version of it. Like, what's the female's take on this song? Track number 11, Do You Want to Know a Secret? Led by George Harrison. I gave it a 3. I like it. It's got a good vibe to it. It reminds me of a follow-up to Ask Me Why. Or maybe it's the prequel to Ask Me Why. Do you want to know a secret? Ask me why. I like that. And it's another good vibe. So I like it. Definitely. Track number 12, A Taste of Honey, written by Bobby Scott and Rick Marlowe. Lead vocals by Paul McCartney. 4, meh. I like their vocals on it, but it just doesn't move me. And I really like the harmonies, though. The harmonies and the vocals are my favorite thing with it. And in number 13, There's a Place, led by both John Lennon and Paul McCartney. Meh. 4. I like the melody a lot and the harmony and the harmonica, but other than that, it just doesn't leave much of an impression to me. And then the final track, which I did a reaction video to, track number 14, the legendary Isley Brothers cover, Twist and Shout, led by John Lennon. Obsessed. Another one. It's a fantastic cover, great energy. I love this one just about as much as I love the original. They are both very different. They both reach very different parts of me, and it's so much energy. It brings so much energy, and I love them both. So, but yeah, their version of Twist and Shout for me was when I knew right away where it's like, oh, I'm in for good stuff with this group, so absolutely. And so my overall thoughts. I like the album. I like the album a lot. It's a lot of soul, and though I feel like the album, it reminds me of a lot of albums at the time, still though, there are significant things that stick out about this that makes this very unique. That makes this very what the Beatles brought themselves to it. And it's a lot of that writing that came from John and Paul. But it's also their voices were their voices. Their singing was their singing. You know, it had a lot of that uniqueness. And then my favorite thing, I love it when a group, when every member is represented on an album, but I especially give big points when that's on the first album because it's the debut. We're trying to get to know all of you, and we do. God, I really like this album. My come away from this album and my come away from this Beatles journey that I've started on in the first place is I really like these guys. I really like all four of them, and that's what you want out of a debut album. With that in mind, I give this album, I give the Please Please Me debut album of the Beatles a B+. Just the final grade, and that's just my final grade is not a mixture of like the other songs and all that. It's how the album made me feel. And you know what? I really enjoyed the album for my weekend for the 2 days I've listened to it. So I give it a B+, definitely. Songs on there, I'm very happy that there's multiple songs on here that are going on playlists of mine already, so that I'm going to be integrating into my life and becoming used to. So that is my start of the Beatles for album appreciation. Got a lot more albums to go. Look forward to it, and look forward to other videos coming out soon. So thank you guys for watching, and drop down in the comments, what are your thoughts on the Beatles debut album, Please Please Me? But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this album. I'm really excited to read that. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed my breakdown a little bit. Go ahead and ring that bell for notifications. A lot more to come on the Beatles when it comes to this, for sure, as you can imagine. But I'm also going to be doing these for other artists too. If you would like to follow me on social media, that information is in the description below. If you'd like to donate to my channel, that information is in the description below as well. And take care of yourselves and each other.
I can feel with everything that I want. Run with me, bang, if you can feel pain. Gonna get what you want. I can leave here with everything that I wanted.